Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our next project. So you're going to get a piece of candy from me, and you can just go ahead and tape this on here. I would make sure that you put this somewhere in your cabinet where someone's not going to see it, like flip it over so it's in there, or take it with you or put it in your backpack, because you need this candy intact before we actually, or while we're making this project. You can't eat this piece of candy right now, okay? So once we're done with the project, then you can eat it. But if you leave this out on a table or where people can see it in the cabinet, I promise someone will eat it. Like, no joke. Some random person from another class will take the candy off your paper and eat that piece of candy. And I didn't realize that would be a thing until I've done this a couple of times. And then it's like, wow, people really will. So tape that up here. What we're going to do right now is we're going to measure how big this piece of candy is without the wrapper, like the edges on the sides. Okay, so you want to go ahead, and this is, I mean, you can't be, and really, I don't care what size you go off. If you want to measure with centimeters, go for it, because we just have to multiply this so it's bigger. So this looks like 1 1/4, and I guess you would need to do inches if you're multiplying by 4 or 8. So I'm going to put down 1.25, okay, for the length. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 inch for the height or the width. And then the depth, so the thickness of this, I'm going to put this up and kind of look at this part of it. And I'm just going to do 3/4. So this is what I see without the wrappers. And I guess I put that in the wrong part. This says without the ends. So this part is my first measurement. And that's the largest. The next part, I'm going to go ahead and do this section. So I'm going to measure, this looks like it's about 2. And then this is, and really if you're going to simplify this, 1 1/2. And then the depth part of this is going to be the same. Okay, so you're going to have the parts with these and then the parts without. So you're measuring those 3 directions, and then you're going to have to enlarge this. So you're going to go ahead and transfer these down to the bottom. Okay, and then the same thing here. And then you're going to go ahead and multiply. This one is a small one, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one by 8. If you get something that's like one of these are bigger pieces, so we're going to just do those by 4. So you can multiply those. Oops, so that would be 8, and then 7, 5, 6. So you know that these are like the ending results. Okay, so what your large piece of candy is going to be. And so this was I kind of flip-flopped these. I should have read better. So you have double check that you're right. Oops. 20 or 12. Okay, so this is what you're looking at for with the wrappers. So I kind of messed this up with, and this is without. So what we need to make first is the inside piece of the candy. So we're thinking about what this looks like. And if I were to open this up, you would have like this little square, right? Or this little, not necessarily a cube because it wouldn't be the same shape, but you would have like a shorter piece that would look like this. Okay? And so that's what we have to make right now out of cardboard, is this. And so we're going to have to figure out what size this has to be. And so I know with this that I'm going to need something that is 10 by 8, right? 10 inches by 8 inches. I know the bottom's going to be the same way. Okay, I'm going to need something that is 10 by 6, right? And then I'm going to need something that's 10 or 6 by 8. Okay, so you're thinking about all those pieces that you need because you need to make this, but it needs to be 3D. Okay, so we'll use the cardboard and make that piece, and then we will actually like wrap this up in newspaper just like you would a piece of candy. Okay, or like how this is wrapped up in a piece. Okay, so what we're trying to figure out is what shape is the actual piece of candy to begin with. Okay, questions?